doing some real estate business, and I had to eat something before I could sit and hang out with everyone. So Emily and Ryder over here just hanging out. Come on, you guys. Come on, Ryder. Come say hi to all the people who are wondering how big you've gotten. Here she is. She's getting so big. And she smells really good. Doesn't she, dear?
Yes, she does.
Why?
Well, she was smelling really bad, and she had a brown nose from digging in the dirt. So I lured her into the shower with a cookie, and I shampooed her with her doggy shampoo so she would smell good. And then she decided that she was really angry with me, and she tore around the room, and she like wallowed in the bed linens, and she barked at me a little bit, and then she put herself in her crate for a little time out. So I gave
now
her,
she's wagging her tail
so
as Emily's telling the story.
So I gave her a chew toy to help her calm herself, and then she barked at me again, and then she gave me a silent treatment for about an hour, and now we're friends again.
Yes. Yes, now we're friends again.
And she smells great. You smell so good.
The funny thing is, she does have a bit of an attitude when she takes a shower. Apparently, she wasn't that upset the last time I gave her a shower.
I think maybe because you usually do it, and I tricked her, and so she was especially offended.
Oh yeah. She's like, well, it's true. We just get her right into the shower with us and kind of like hold her underneath of the shower stream so she can get nice and clean and smell really good. She is, of course. She is our baby, of course. Yeah. So, we're going to have that.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Oh, look at this. Wendy's here from Scotland, babe. It's got to be very late.
Like, what, 3 a.m. or something?
I don't know. My math is not great on time zones right now, but I'd say probably something kind of late. Maybe 2 in the morning. Oh, we got New Zealand, Alabama. Thank you. Yes, we agree. We definitely love having everyone here. So my computer, I forgot I set it on like going to sleep at 10 seconds. So if I don't fix that, then it's gonna be no dice. Okay. Now Ryder is in the back here in the sunroom on the couch, just like she's like, I'm out. You guys are boring. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go take a nap over here. So it's been a pretty good month.
Yeah, busy.
Ooh, it's April Fool's. I want to hear, like, while I'm fixing this screen thing, I'd like to hear if anyone got an April Fool's joke either played on them or played an April Fool's joke on anyone.
Well, I work from home, so no one can trick me. So I don't have a story to share. But today is the 11th birthday of the law firm I work for.
Oh, really?
Exciting. Yeah. So there were lots of, like, happy notes being passed around by email today of everyone being really happy to be working there. And it's very genuine. I know that, like, a lot of times people are like, I love this team or whatever. And when really it's just a job. But my firm is really special. We're all really close. And it's very collaborative and respectful. So I think we're all really grateful to have found our place there. Mm-hmm. So that was exciting.
I've totally lost it.
And I'm going on my 2nd year there. So I've not been there the whole 12 years. I'm still in my toddler years with them. So.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. 11 years. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, no, it's great for a startup style firm. It's really good. Yeah.
Very cool. Let's see. I told my mom that my regular dentist was now doing dental care for dogs. That's funny. I like that. So the people in our family who are the most into April Fools are, the kids.
The children.
The kids are really into April Fools.
They take it really serious.
Like, I'm pretty sure that on Monday when they come back to our house, they will still be doing April Fool's jokes. I think it probably will take at least a week to wear off.
Yeah, I think so. Because last year, they kept playing April Fool's jokes. They made a really big deal.
To be honest, they do it all the time, and they don't even really claim April Fools. So
gotcha.
Yeah, it's funny. Hello, Peggy from Washington State. Glad that you found us. Thanks for coming over from Fathering Autism. It's awesome. Yeah. So actually, speaking of, our brother and sister-in-law, my brother and sister-in-law, her brother and
sister-in-law.
sister-in-law. So Asa, it's Asa and Emily.
You're such a dork.
I'm just saying, they're great. We love them. But we actually kicked this month off celebrating in St. Augustine, and we're actually having some wine from that now.
Yeah. So, it's kind of was your belated birthday.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Your birthday was in October, and your gift from Asa and Scylla was like kind of a coupon for a no kids day in St. Augustine.
It was so fun.
And we had a really hard time scheduling it between you starting your business and us like renovating the house and them being really busy with their businesses. And we finally were like, oh my gosh, we just have to put it on the calendar and do it. And it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
Yeah, we just chose a day. And everyone was like, we're just taking this day off.
It was super fun. We drove down together. We had a really nice lunch. We went to the San Sebastian Winery, which is kind of like the primo.
Had my shrimp and grits, which is like my like probably favorite food that I have really fallen in love with since moving.
Fortunately, you can find it at most restaurants.
Yeah, but I'm like now I like compare them. I'm like, this one's a little bit better. I don't like that roux as much.
But we went to the San Sebastian Winery, which was, I'm really glad we went because I've only ever had their sweeter wines, which I hate sweet wine. And I was like, oh, Florida is the worst for wine. But they actually have a really nice list of different levels of sweetness and dryness. And I found a couple whites that I liked. So it was a good day for me. How was it for you? It was your birthday present after all.
I had a great time. I mean, I had shrimp and grits. We got to hang out with, like I put that right at the top of the list. I know.
Maybe have shrimp and grits that day?
But I had a great time hanging out with you and Sil and Asa. It was really fun, and I had a lot of fun at the winery because you get to take a tour and you get to go through the area where the wine is being made, pressed, and all the things. And the thing that I remember from the winery the most, you know what it is? They were hand dipping bottles in the wax, and then they were like cutting off the extra, and then it was just going back into like the wax vat, and then they were dipping more bottles in. So it's kind of fun to see like happening in front of you.
Yeah, that was really cool. I also saw someone is from Niagara Falls watching. Fun fact: I went to SUNY Buffalo Law School and spent many a weekend in Niagara Falls. So, usually on the Canadian side though, because the view's better. Sorry. But, yeah.
Well, do you like when I was a kid, Niagara Falls? The two viewpoints I remember the most were being on the boat and getting soaked, and then going to behind the waterfall, like where you just look and it's just like a solid wall of water.
So cool, right?
Right. That must be on the Canadian side. Right?
I only made it. Made it a mess. It's on the Canadian side. I only did that once, but it was really fun.
Okay. So Gio says they're really behind on videos. They need to catch up. Well, guess what? I'm really behind on videos and I need to catch up. I got videos for Disney that I took footage of when we were there for spring break.
And this one's gonna be not just like regular Disney fun and rides. You're doing a specific one about Disney food, which is its whole other it's like a whole thing. Like
I'm on my computer, so I'm moving around a lot. Sorry everyone.
So like for folks who like Disney and theme parks, there's like ride strategy, ride magic, there's like behind the scenes and all that stuff. And then just like, favorite best meals on different menus and how to get reservations. That's like a whole other genre of content. So
and also like what I also remembered about those videos is I only remembered to take footage of the food before we actually ate it only a few times because I was so hungry. I would like get the food and then I'd start eating it and I was like, shoot, I was supposed to take a little shot of that. So oh well. But I'm not sure if I can say your name right there. Thyla said I always look so cute. That's nice. Where do I get my button ups?
Where'd you get this?
This one's Ted Baker, I think.
Yeah, that's right. It was Ted Baker.
Basically, my secret to getting cute button ups is Emily, because I'm just like, what do you think about this one? She's like, what do you think about this one? Yeah, there we go. That's a good one.
Usually when we go shopping for Crystal, I just send her directly into the dressing room, and she doesn't actually get to look.
And then she just throws
things. And then I just like
in there.
I bring clothes to her, and like if I like something, I'll grab it in a guest size, and one down, one up, and then so there's 3 of everything, and then she usually ends up leaving with a couple outfits.
It's like having a personal shopper. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Or a really controlling wife, however you choose to.
I don't think you're controlling about it because I still I have veto power. It's not like you make me buy things or you buy things for me and make me wear them. I get to have like a little bit of guidance.
It also bypasses some of the inevitable, which is like literally every morning, Crystal asks me to approve her outfit every morning. It doesn't matter what we're doing. And so if I've already like pre-approved the items in your closet, it makes that like your success rate is way higher.
But I do feel like it's important just to set the stage. Like, I went to a military school, like for college. Like, so I wore a uniform every day. So you know, can't mess that up.
And then
there's a code. That's just the way you do it, right? And then at work, I just wear coveralls. So like literally, I just wear like shorts and a t-shirt or long, you know, underneath of a zip up coveralls, which now are coming into style. So I was like, can I get away with wearing those now?
Not as a realtor, but
not as a realtor.
To the grocery store, you could, I think.
Yeah, but
And then can I talk about our food?
Yeah, no, that's where I'm heading, baby. Yeah. Okay. So
all right.
Yeah. So
on our first date was in the middle of the afternoon. We went to the Lansu Chinese Garden in Portland, Oregon, and it was a hot day, afternoon in July. So,
but this is actually the second date.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
So, I was not surprised to walk up and see you in hiking shorts and a t-shirt. That did not surprise me.
I wore a t-shirt to our first date?
Oh, yeah. And I was wearing a t-shirt, too. I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Well, it was like an afternoon.
It was a bazillion degrees.
Okay.
And it was an afternoon date. We were going to a garden. So that didn't surprise me. What did surprise me was on our second date, which was 2 days later, we were doing dinner. So it was like a little more formal dinner. You know, I think we didn't really have plans after that, but we figured it was going to be like something. We'd find something to do. And Crystal comes to my house, which I had just gotten the keys to my house that afternoon. And I was like in the middle of moving in. And I opened the door and I'm dressed. I'm wearing like a sundress, I think, or like a summer, like a cotton dress. And luckily I could find that with all my packed stuff. I opened the door and Crystal was wearing hiking pants. And a black. No, you're not. You are not talking right now. You are not talking right now. So hiking pants in a khaki color.
Thank you. They were khaki.
They made a swishy sound when you walked.
Yeah.
A black button-down shirt, but the like collar was kind of flat on it.
I know. Sometimes it does that.
One of those like kind of, you know, like cheapy or maybe not well pressed shirts.
I think it probably got at Goodwill, honestly. Like just like.
Black with like white stripes going vertically, and then over top of that was a suit vest that was also black with
gray.
Whatever. It was also striped.
No.
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
Indeed.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
And you had just gotten your Sergeant Crystal haircut because you were going back to work the next day, so like almost down to the skin. So I opened the door and I was like, wow, there's a lot happening here. It's a whole thing. But my second thought was, I can tell she tried, and that's very endearing.
That's cute. It's cute. Yeah.
It was very endearing. And then I found out after we were a little more serious that said shirt and vest were purchased on the same day when you were at Goodwill with your dad.
And mom, actually.
Oh.
They had come to visit, and we were in. I don't know why we went to Goodwill.
I don't know either.
Oh,
they fly out to Portland, and you take them to Goodwill.
No, we were in Bend. We went to Bend.
Okay.
I don't even remember how that happened. Oh, because we went to Crater Lake, and then we came back through Bend.
The other part of that story that's interesting is that like you were wearing multiple layers. You're all dressed up and stuff, all dressed up, and I was wearing like a cotton dress. And we were gonna go eat like we were just in a place, and we were gonna eat probably outside. And little did we know, despite the fact that we didn't even meet until like 7:00, and we ate at like 8:00.
Yeah,
we were like it was 100,000 degrees outside that night.
Yeah,
and we were like pouring sweat, trying to be polite and eat food together and get to know each other. And then like when I stood up after the meal, I had like a huge, like I was just soaked. And
so you know what this is? This is just foreshadowing of us moving to Florida, where we're going to get to be able to do that every summer.
Just get to sit and sweat
sweat on our sushi. It's nothing gross. I mean, that's very romantic.
Sounds terrible.
Don't worry, I promise to clean up my stripe on stripe game. But you know what the real miracle of this whole thing is? She continued to go out with me, and even though I literally left for the ship the next day after the second date, I went to the ship. I was gone for 60 days.
I wasn't like your girlfriend though. Like you literally.
Oh, in my mind, you
no,
were.
but like you just went. We went out twice, and you went to work, and we kept in contact. And I was like, this is really fun. This person's really nice, and I enjoy getting to know her. And we'll just see. Like, of course, we're gonna go out again when she gets back. But like,
yeah,
I didn't know. You could have come back and been all like.
I wasn't. I didn't play it cool, babe. I was like the one who sent you like flowers 1 week after I was on the ship, and then I sent you all kinds of weird stuff like
desserts.
No, like because she told me she was having a really hard day at work, so I sent her like these hard week. Yeah. I sent her these like chocolate bomb cakes. They're like like a chocolate volcano cake.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't read the instructions. I just ate it like out of the box, and I was like, "Wow, this like fudge inside is really hard." Because you're supposed to put it in the oven first.
So basically what you're saying is that when we met, I didn't know how to dress myself, and you didn't know how to prepare food, essentially.
I was doing okay. I actually lost a lot of weight that summer because I didn't know how to feed myself.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'm on board with that most of the time. Although, to be honest, like someone asked a little while ago if I'm doing any more cooking videos or home improvement videos. The thing is, honestly, I've been putting a lot of effort into my real estate business. So the creativity of the cooking that I've been doing has kind of gone down.
Yeah, we're kind of struggling.
Yeah, we've actually have been struggling a little bit. So I actually am considering trying to do more kind of like simple and clean meal prep, and maybe even doing it in like a live stream format, because I just I'm having a harder time spending the time to like do a clean edit on videos in the same way that I did before.
Yeah.
But also,
I think a live cooking session would be fun.
I think it'd be kind of fun, right? I mean, who would want to watch a live cooking session?
I would watch it.
You would?
Yeah, I'd even help you with it.
Thanks. But also the home improvement, we absolutely have a home improvement video coming soon.
Because Crystal and her dad did something really amazing last week, and I don't want to spill. I wanted to like.
You can tell. I already made like a sneak preview announcement.
So for a couple months now, I've been a broken record. Like, our house needs a proper front porch. Like, we live in the South. You got to have some good porch sitting. You got to have a place to have your tea. And I wanted a space that. Well, first of all, I wanted to be easier to get in and out of the front door, because we didn't like our front door just kind of like. You would open the door and then just take this huge step down.
Right.
We didn't have a porch at all, not even a stoop. And I was like, that's not super safe. So point number one. Secondly, I really wanted a real front porch to decorate and to have plants on it, and a place where we could have guests visit with us, and to kind of balance out the asymmetry of the house.
Right.
And you were a little apprehensive at first. You just want to do a stoop, and then it just so happened that the size of the porch that we needed to really balance it out was not going to make it easy with building materials and the sizes those come in. And anyway, so you and your dad were really good sports with the whole thing, and designed it on a little scratch paper and did the math together, which was really cute, watching you guys puzzle it out. And then they knocked that out in 2 days. And it is like a huge project and involved, and the finished product is beautiful. I'm very impressed.
And that, to be fair, I tried not less than 3 times to be like, can we just build a 10 by 12 deck instead of a 10 by 13, 3.5 inches?
And I was like,
can we?
No.
And the answer was no every time.
Too, so it's going to be really fun.
Yeah,
when you
2 dads plus me. It was really fun.
And Crystal building stuff together.
It was really fun. Back. Yeah, so I had a good time. But
we've got some votes, yes, for the
okay, there's a lot of live cooking videos going on there. So, okay, yeah. I definitely need to up my live streaming game, because right now you're on my computer, and that way I can stream to both YouTube and Facebook, because I don't want to leave anyone out. It's fun to see everyone and get a lot of comments. But yeah, let's see.
So you had a big work week, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the
It's kind of early still, but
the real big stuff is actually happening next week, and it's always like you don't really want to announce it till it's actually happened, because once anything can happen right up till the deal closing. But if all goes well, there will be a couple of really exciting deals closing next week for me and my customers, which are awesome.
That's awesome. And you've been at this for how many months right now?
Since just November, full time.
So,
really.
Yeah. Which, I mean, so I guess the average is like 7 months usually before you really have.
Yeah, a lot of people it takes 6 months to get their first deal.
Right, so you're like ahead
taken
of the
care
trend.
of. So
you're doing great.
Yeah. So right on par. But also, like, we didn't know anyone when we moved here, so I also had to reach out to people, and I have been continuously building my network of contacts and building community, which I love building community. So one of my favorite things to do is start to know people and then be able to tell people about their business, and then I just talk all day long to people.
Yeah.
Basically, just want to know what they're doing, what makes them tick.
It's a perfect job for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Crystal's never met a stranger. I don't know if you can tell, but like I've watched her walk up to so many random people and like just strike up a conversation like she's known them forever, and it's so funny because like I mean I really like people, but I tend to take longer to warm up. So I've met many strangers.
Yeah.
Crystal's.
So anyway, yeah, just I'm not usually like my general. Oh, come on. My general business model does not really involve like just talking to just everyone, like door knocking. But there is kind of a competition going on at my brokerage right now with like getting out there talking to people. So one of my friends at my work and I were out like kind of walking the neighborhood, chatting with people, and seeing if anyone needed any real estate services. And I walk up to this one house, and it's like just a screen door, and the door is actually open, and it's just a screen door, and there's a little dog barking at me. And I walk up to it, and there's a sign right next to the screen door that says, "Don't knock." It was kind of like a cutesy sign, but it wasn't a very nice cutesy sign, right? It's like, don't even think about knocking. Don't ring that doorbell either. Just turn around and walk away.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Or whatever. And I was just like, okay, so I didn't knock. I didn't ring the doorbell. I just turned around and walked away. So this guy pulls up, like driving like a typical Florida driver, with a boat on the trailer, and he starts to try to back it into the driveway. Well, I was like walking out, and he drove by the driveway, so I walked down the driveway, and I kind of like on the far side of the road, waiting for him to back it in, and he like yells out his window, like, "Didn't you read the sign?" And I was like, "Oh, yes, sir, I did, actually. And I didn't knock, and I didn't ring the doorbell. I just turned around and walked away." So he was like all aggro, and I just totally like served him up a nice, like scoop of love. Yes, I did exactly what you wanted. And it was funny because then he like flipped around, like literally backed his trailer around, and then I was walking by, and he's like, "Oh, what are you trying to sell anyway?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just trying to get to know people. I'm trying to see if anyone is interested in buying or selling, and knows anyone who's buying or selling a home and needs some help." And then we went down this whole road, and he's like, "Well, good for you, getting out here on a Friday night and like building your business and trying to get to know people.
Don't knock and don't ring his doorbell."
So like he was all like super positive.
That's funny.
All of a sudden. So it's really interesting. So funny. Oh, it's very funny.
Somebody was saying you should have done a live with the two dads, but
oh my goodness,
I'd like to weigh in on that because part of my job, especially when Crystal's doing a really like involved DIY project where, you know, she can't really do her own camera work is
Right.
I'll capture like B-roll or do like, you know, give her a chance to talk to the camera directly. And every time I did that, your dad really does not like being surprised with that camera.
My dad's
So
not really
like
a camera
he needs to
person.
see it coming. Like I just noticed like if I was just like getting shots of your progress so far and he was like sawing something or whatever and he looked up and he saw it, he would like hear this deer in headlights like he didn't mind like filming in general. I think he just didn't like being surprised by it.
Right.
So I think the two dads live would probably be a lot of awkwardness.
Right, and also, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, we learned a lot, at least I learned a lot about Emily and myself by, like, seeing this interaction, and then by seeing our dads interacting and working together, because I love them both, right? And they are just very different people. My dad, my entire life, and I didn't really realize this until I met Emily, has always been someone who does a project and just, like, head down, like, barrel through, and also
He doesn't talk much.
Doesn't really talk to people much when he's doing the project, right? So who do you think does that?
Also just expects you to like be able to help without any clear communication of expectations or needs.
And the thing is, my dad does it, and I've worked with him for 37 and a half years, doing all these projects, so I kind of know I know what he wants or what he needs, because we've gone through this multiple times, so it doesn't bother me. I just do what I need to do to get the project going. So anyway, it was pretty funny.
Meanwhile, my dad problem solves everything through verbal processing and one-liners.
But your dad is really good with the one-liners.
But the thing is, I don't verbally process things. I like really direct communication. Like, these are the steps we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna do them now.
Right.
So, I don't know.
It's pretty fun.
I can't speak for him. He speaks for himself plenty. So.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, so that's pretty much it.
It's an exciting week. What type of law do I practice? So the short answer is I'm a corporate attorney. I don't litigate, so I never go to court. That is by design. I did a couple court appearances early in my career, and I did not sleep at all the night before because I was so anxious and just like running through my preparation in my head, and it was not a sustainable thing for me. And I really enjoy writing and research and advising people and helping them launch new products. So I do the corporate side, but my area of specialty is consumer privacy and data security, and I work with a lot of technology companies. I'm trying to catch up on some of the questions.
Oh yeah, everyone seems.
And Erica, Donna is my stepmom.
Oh, look at this. Couple people. Someone from Lakeland, Florida. Yeah. If you move to Florida, you're going to use me as a realtor. Thanks. Yep. Love that. Absolutely.
Well, and to the point of your like competition at work, and not just for the competition, but a big part of what Crystal does for work is correspondence, like sending notes and cards and staying in touch with people. So if you want to get a note from Crystal about real estate stuff, they're pretty cute cards. You can always sign up to be on her mailing list, and she'll send you cards and stuff.
Absolutely.
And so on her profile, I made her a link tree, and you can actually fill out a contact form, and it'll email her stuff your contact information directly to Crystal, and then she can keep you in contact. And then if you are moving or know someone who is, then you can Crystal can refer you or help you directly.
Yeah, so it was interesting because one of the things that's in this thing is like concept that friends don't let friends use random realtors.
Right. No, it's
true.
So
literally, someone told me recently that they are going to start advertising on the back of a receipt at a grocery store because they know someone, a realtor, who gets 22 more or less calls from advertisements on the back of a receipt at a grocery store. Wow. Now, my friend is very qualified, and if you were to call him from the back of a receipt at a grocery store, then good for you. Like, he's going to take good care of you. But I don't necessarily think everyone is. And one thing that's really cool is I'm actually involved in a network of realtors that are around the world who treat their clients like I treat mine, who really care about people, who stay in touch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a realtor you have a working relationship with and you need one, then please do reach out to me, because I'd love to be able to help set you up with someone who's going to take really good care of you.
For sure.
It's definitely going to be I anticipate it being a much better satisfaction than the like click here to talk to a realtor that you get on certain real estate websites.
So someone, I think her name was Debbie, says she spoke to you and is working with you now.
Yeah.
Hi, Debbie.
I know.
And then Sue's asking,
great.
Carrie's asking if there's any updates on the law that we discussed a couple weeks ago, which is being called the Don't Say Gay law. So the Governor DeSantis did sign it. It is law. It will not take effect till July, so teachers and students won't see any impact from it until next school year. So it's really unknown right now how seriously people are going to take it, if it's going to be enforced, and if it's going to impact our family directly. We won't know till next school year. And then one more thing, I read today that Equality Florida is gearing up to sue to prevent it from taking effect. So
with a couple partners too.
Yeah, so there's a lot happening with that. It's it's making national and in some cases international news. So, and honestly, like the whole thing, there's some background to how the idea for the bill came about, which is pretty ridiculous and poorly conceived, and it was drafted really poorly. So it doesn't do the thing that the people who are for the bill, it doesn't do the thing that they think it does, because it's too vaguely drafted, and it has great potential to be really harmful to some people. But at the end of the day, what I'm hearing through news outlets is that the governor doesn't really even care about this bill in particular. It's really more because he's trying to gain traction and conversations for his own ambitions politically for higher office. So it'll be really interesting to see, how much people want to go to the mat to, make sure that this law actually takes effect. So we'll just have to see. We're still keeping an eye on it, and we're not concerned about our kids today. I mean, because it's not in effect today, but we're gonna, be watchful next year and make sure that they're well taken care of.
But also, like, can I take it to the slightly lighter note?
Mm-hmm.
I read this amazingly witty thing today. It was like saying, it was like a letter from home from a parent. Dear parents, due to the recently enacted law that forbids me from talking about gender identity, rather than identifying children as he or she, I will be referring to everyone as they. Also, I will be removing any books from the classroom that talk about mothers or fathers, because we're now talking about someone's sexual orientation.
Right.
So those will have to be removed from the classroom as well.
This was satire, right? Like
satire. It's satire. But it is also like,
it's a potential interpretation.
Right.
And that's what happens when laws are drafted in a way that's vague and difficult to implement. So that was the point I was saying before about it's just not very well drafted. Yeah. So we've got someone who has joined us for the purpose of just being rude for reasons that don't make any sense. So we're just gonna ignore them.
It's fine. Yeah. So someone asked me about Open Door, and it seems really easy. So if you are interested in doing that before you contact Open Door, I'd love to have a conversation with you, not to dissuade you, but to make sure that you know all of your options and you actually can have representation through that process, which will help you in the long term. So go ahead and just send me a message. I won't bore everyone else with that, but if that's something you're thinking about before you actually reach out to them for that, go ahead and just chat with me, because I can. There's some facilitation that helps you as a customer of theirs.
And Catherine says yesterday was Trans Day of Visibility, which is true.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think you posted something. I didn't post anything about it. I was just kind of bogged down with work, but I mean, neither of us are trans, so we can't really speak to that directly, but we always want to support trans folks in their visibility and their acceptance. So thanks for mentioning that.
So yes, Stephanie, New York, not.
What?
I can't talk anymore. But Stephanie was asking if I can hook her up with someone in New York City. Absolutely, love to follow up with you after this. But yeah.
So what are we doing this weekend?
Oh, so tomorrow, two people from my
I'm literally asking. I don't know. So apparently, Crystal has plans for us.
So actually, to be fair, I did promise Emily I wasn't planning anything this weekend. So I really, for what my normal level of planning is, this is not much for planning. But we're gonna stop by two of my coworkers. They're listing. They're having like a fun like mimosas and pastries.
That's a good house
open
too.
house. And it's a fabulous house.
I
shared it on my page. So if anyone wants to buy it, I'd love to. I'd love to represent you, but it's great. So anyway, we're gonna stop by, support them, say hi to do that, and that's pretty much the only plan we have tomorrow. I was thinking we might want to go to the Riverside Arts Market. What do you think?
That could be fun. I also keep wanting to check out Brewhound with the pup.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if we'll have time for all that tomorrow, but there's like this private off-leash dog park place that also has like food trucks and stuff where basically you can just come let your dog play with other dogs and hang out. And we keep meaning to check it out, but we've been so busy the last couple weekends we haven't gone.
Well, look at this. Jero, I hope I'm saying that right, is in the Philippines saying hi. That's awesome. I love that. I kind of was hoping that maybe mixing up the time would allow people from different areas to come. But I did see someone who is from Belgium in the middle of the night having a little, I'm not sure if you're working or you're just up.
Yeah.
But thanks for tuning in, everyone from around the world.
Right.
And then on Sunday, I have a kickball game. Kickball is not just for school children anymore. It's actually very fun. I love it. I really have fun with it.
I'll go to the one this time, I think.
Okay, there may be some posts from that.
That could be fun.
But
hopefully you don't end up with a giant bruise this time.
I know I got a bruise on my knee like this big. It didn't even really hurt. It was just very dark colored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you came home where someone had stepped on your finger. You had a giant bruise, and I think you had a scratch or something.
Well, I play first base, so I'm right in the line of fire. If people throw the ball and I try to go for the ball and someone's running at me, I'm like, I'm in collision.
Someone would like advice for wood on their floors, which I think you're the perfect person to ask about this, because I don't know if we've talked about this before, but Crystal, her dad owned a sawmill when she was growing up, so she's actually like a lumber baron's child. Spent a lot of time around planks of wood. So,
well, Becky, I was checking out your question before because it's about the floor on your dad's mobile home, and I guess I'm not really 100% sure what you're asking about. Are you asking about the subfloor? Are you, which would be like here? Are you asking about the flooring, which is like here? Or are you asking about the support, like the joists, which are here? So those are the kind of, in order to answer the question, I guess I need a little bit more information. Maybe consider sending me a message on Messenger with a picture or something. And I don't know that I will be able to tell you the right answer, but I hopefully can send you in the right direction. I love the fact that there's a Xena Warrior Princess who is a fan. I love your screen name. It's awesome. Yeah. When I was a young third mate working on oil tankers, my nickname was Xena Tanker Princess. So that's like you and I. We've got a shared thing there. It's perfect. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of folks who it's their first time catching it live. So happy to have you all. And I think we're gonna start our relaxation weekend together. It's just in this busy life. I know everyone probably understands. We don't always take the time to slow down and just connect, but this weekend we're really going to do that. I'm looking forward to it.
And I just have a general question for the group. I know we all have very different jobs across the spectrum. Mm-hmm. Is everyone super busy right now? I am so busy. I think I'm busier at work this time than I have been and it's not even a seasonal thing. It's just like super busy right now. Anyway, I'm just curious if it's just a me problem or if businesses are just moving and shaking a lot right now. But anyway, yes, we're trying really hard to preserve our weekends for family time, rest, relaxation. It's kind of hard with real estate because a lot of activity happens on the weekends. So we're still trying to figure out how we're going to balance that. And yeah, thank you for the validation. Appreciate it. I'm not the only one who's really busy with work right now. So yeah, we're in this together. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I hope we all take a weekend.
And I think at least we try to take a day of the weekend to be like fully immersed in rest, whatever that means for us on the weekend.
Yeah.
So at least if we can carve out the day and like maybe a chunk here or a chunk there, then it does feel a little bit better. Look at this 76 and
no.
lazy. I don't think you're lazy. I mean, I
Not
think
at
you probably
all.
worked hard to be where you're at and hopefully enjoying that retirement.
Yeah, and also I always say like I really like my job and I love adding value and the satisfaction that comes with that. But I always say in these conversations that we were born to do more than work and pay bills. And if you are
True.
in a phase
True.
of life where you are not working or maybe doing a passion project or you're retired, like enjoy it. You deserve it. Your life is worth so much more than your corporate job.
Yeah. The other thing I heard today, which I really liked, is that, you know, you should find work that you love to do.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's okay not to love everything about it, which I thought
Yeah.
was really interesting because I think that's kind of like,
Yeah, because you don't want to panic every time you have a hard day.
no.
Like generally, if you're trending in the positive and if you are treated with respect,
Yeah.
and then you're doing good.
Yep. Great.
So,
Okay, everyone. Have a great weekend. Have a great month. And I might jump on with an unexpected live here and there. But if not, I'll definitely see you next month. I
don't
know.
keep them on their toes,
Yeah.
Crystal.
Watch out. All right, everyone. You guys take care.